Rising family. It's Shay Seeking, and this is Not Your Mama's Bible Study, along with a little bit of his stories, lies. Okay, so one of my soul siblings in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained posted this here information today. And again, I just wanted to go in and kind of see what I'm picking up with my mind's eye because this here stuck out to me. What is this? Athbascan, I'm believing. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but again, you guys see uh, that it's also Athbascan. And then if you go into deeper search, then you'll see that it's been spelled different ways, even with the con. Um, and whatnot. Okay, so again, these words, same thing with the Bible. They are interchangeable, or they're meaning something for the same person, but it is uh, or a different branch of a certain people. But again, if if your mind's eye is there, you'll be able to pick up what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, and again, I'm pretty busy at the moment with a couple of things. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tap into this really quick to show you why I'm trying to tell you guys that the old world story of America is is what the Old Testament is describing using different terminology, and then the fact that they have given us a false notion or narrative or perception as to what we're looking at when we're looking at the word, right? When we're looking at the word, and when we're looking at historical matters. So in this channel, we correlate things that have happened in history, okay? With the things that are going on in the biblical aspect, because again, we know that dates have been changed. We to the point where calendars have been changed, and um, the timeline has been shifted or altered in order to fit the narrative that they've created for us. Okay, so again, dates really can't. In the way that I do my work, dates help me, but they can also hurt if you're not having a general understanding as to how this word has been taught to us in the historical matter, or between the biblical, okay, aspect. Okay, so again, there's a picture of this beautiful lady here, and it's saying, I guess he's saying that slaves, a member of a group of Athbascan, okay, uh, speaking North American Indians living in the upper Mackenzie River Valley um, region of the Northwest Territories and in parts of British Columbia, Alberta, again, Alberta. So again, that is also making me uh, think of this here term in the Yukon uh, territory. Okay, it says when you find out that Siberian Native Americans were brought to the United States region of America as slaves. Now, um, again, right off top, that's making me think of the 12, possibly 13 colonies and the 12, possibly 13 tribes. But again, when we're looking at these tribes and we're talking about house of or band, I've seen band being used, and we know that they used band to describe so called American Indians or groups. I don't really hear that term used when it or applied to other groups of people in other regions of this so-called world. But again, they could have been. I'm just saying that usually when we're talking about the band of, most people look to the Americas in the uh, native indigenous, aboriginal, origine uh, people of that land. Okay. So again, that's funny how that's bringing them out of where they were naturally, okay, which is another term that's used when we're describing the etymology of native. Um, where they accumulated naturally and brought into the United States region. So again, we have to know what time, what we're talking about, for us to say that it was in the United States region, because the United States is just a corporation, or foreign entities that are here on this land dictating how to operate the land, the property, the resources, and um, dowry or daughters, and the wives or women, which again, we know can also be talking about groups of people. It doesn't necessarily have to mean a woman, and it can be used interchangeable at one point in time for women and to describe women and men. So what I'm saying is woman can also be used in this biblical text as describing a group of people that have been become a bridesmaid or handmaid or uh, husbandman or something like this of um, those the voyagers or groups or foreigners or aliens or immigrants, whatever, that have journeyed or sojourned or grafted in or came to a land to wed it. Okay. 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 And dowry is paid at some point in time, some of the times in these aspects. And again, when we look at dower and daughter, the term dower is broken down within that word daughter. So again, we have to think when the Bible is saying that a man will leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. I don't understand why. And again, man can generally be speaking of men, but okay, it can also be speaking of women that came here with man, because I'm thinking man is used to describe the groups of people that made a journey, or the group of people that have made a voyage or a something to join on to um, the wife, which would be the land that they conquered, colonized, or today control in a sense. Okay. So again, man can also be speaking of, and this is just something that I'm just throwing out there. Again, I haven't done thorough research on this, which is why I'm here to show you what it looks like to me. I'm not here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. So, you know, but I feel that describing it like this, maybe other people can pick up on it again, um, from the spiritual aspect, not the scholarly realm, because that is what has deceived us or led to this further level of um, uh, deception. Okay, false narrative, a false perception, right? Okay. So again, they can put the book right in front of you, but if you read it on the surface and you take what they give, then you're going to be misled. Now, if you go deeper into the word and break it down, which a lot of people feel like is a sin for some reason, why? The Bible even says to dig deep and research and study to show thyself approved. So again, the deeper we go, the more we're starting to see some weird, funny things. Okay. Okay. So again, I'm thinking of these people being in the Americas already, okay, prior to colonization, or uh, within those 7 days, which are really, uh, uh, when we're talking about the seventh day, we're talking about the time period of the 1700s and what happened within that extended portion of time or period. Okay. So when we're talking about the fifth day, we're talking about the 1500s. So we've been misled to think that this is talking about in one week that something was created. But no, this creation or this manifestation has happened over a long period of time. Okay. So again, we have to stop talking about that 400 years, because that doesn't have to do, it may have something to do with you, but we have been dealing with these people here on our land prior to 400 years. There's been thousands of years that we've been dealing with these people. and the manipulation and the splicing and creating that they've been doing of subgroups and races on our lands and with our DNA. Okay. So again, um, that would be starving them out, messing with the water, doing these things to drive them to want to join with their husband, man, or man, okay, in a sense. Because again, these people had brute might and things behind them, along with other nations that came as a force or a militia with them, and different tools that they were able to use in order to infiltrate us or subdue us, like God told them to, or till us, which is another uh, aspect when you break it down in etymology, to breaking up, ruining, bringing it down to its knees, burying it underground, hiding the information. So all of this stuff has to do with what has happened here in the Americas, and it also has to do with the Old Testament in the old world, right? Okay. So and again, I have plenty more videos that tap in on things like this that you guys can look at again on American Aborigines Unchained on YouTube if you guys are interested in seeing more. Okay. So again, this would be them joining with their government now because again, they have come and invaded, they've taken over all of the resources, they've uh, put people on reservations, they've done all these types of things where now they have you basically begging to become a citizen of their, so that you can be taxed and other things can be done, okay, of the United States, form of prisoners of war or slavery, again, in a sense, okay. So the Athbascan or Athbascan or slave Indians, um, tribe and language group of of Native North Americans inhabiting, again, here we go with inhabiting, because this is someone who was brought into a habitat, okay, or a place in order to um, grow like fruit, like all the things that we're talking about in Genesis 1. Okay. Okay. So again, inhabiting Northwest Canada. They were forced into the Great Slave Lake uh, and Fort Nelson by the Cree. Okay. This is also making me think of the French and Indian War. Okay. Because I think that even this term here is Old French. Okay. So again, the term slave Indian derives from the domination and forced labor, okay? And again, these are the labor pains that we're talking about in Genesis as well. So that now this has happened, now you guys are going to have labor pains. It's not talking about women didn't have pain when they delivered babies before and now they do. It's talking about the fact that now your integration, your amalgamation, your whatever, your intercourse with these people is going to be painful, okay? Because someone didn't listen to what this God wanted them to do and went a different route, and he was angry about this. And so now we're not going to make this peaceful for you. And what does it say is you're going to work forever to try to get something basically out of this group or these people, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go too far because I'm just kind of speaking off the top of my head right here. But I think you guys around that area what we're just talking about will find in the Bible what I'm talking about, okay? By the sweat of thy brow or something like this, okay? Again, it's not the fact that people can memorize different verses and parts of scripture and know exactly where it is in the Bible. It's more about, do you understand what you're reading and what you're seeing here? Okay, at the end of the day. This is why, again, if you ever want to know what scripture I'm talking about, Google can be your best friend. You take a couple of terms that I used, put it in Google, and it'll take you directly to the scripture so that you can go ahead and check it out if you don't know it. So again, my work is I do it in a different way. Okay. So again, native mid 15th century, which would be the fifth day. okay, which would be the 1500s or so. Or when we're saying century, it can also be the 1400s, okay? So again, that's why I go back and forth. So since it says mid 15th century, I'll go and look and see what happened in the fourth day, the fifth day, and the sixth day, just to see where we're at here, because at some point in time, the timeline has been changed or altered. And there are also people that are going against the grain, okay, that are well versed in this information, okay, that are saying that there is 1,000 years missing. Well, in my eyes, that means you're telling me that when I'm seeing something happen in 571, maybe BC, or AD or BCE, okay, then I can play with that a little bit so that I can, sorry, excuse me, so that I can try to find out what was really going on, because you'd be amazed to see that some things that happened in 1570 are the same exact ventures or wars with the same amount of deaths, and the same names of the people in the Bible are used in history. Okay, when we're talking about the 1571 versus 571, which they would rule off as not mythology, but some other way of shoot, trying to uh, mm, uh, break up or divide up history so we can't see what we're really talking about here. Okay. Okay. So a person born in bondage, so a bond man or a bond woman. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. One born in serf. Even I see service, I see servant here. So again, one born in serf or villian. Okay. A sense now obsolete from native, and in some usage from medieval Latin nativus. Okay, so compare Old French naif. Now, again, that's making me think naive as well, which also meant woman born in slavery. Now, when we're looking at the term woman, since we know that this can be used to describe men or women, when I'm looking at this from my mind's eye or from a spiritual aspect, I'm seeing that woman also is talking about a group of people that have been joined to. Okay, by DNA, by splicing, by amalgamation, by invasion. These particular people are just, in some instances in this Bible, it can be talking about possibly a woman, but in other instances, we're talking about the group of people that encountered the man, and man as well. Men supposedly came over here first, foreign men, but and they came over here for rain, and that's why they're called foreign. Okay, so again, when we're talking about this is talking about men maybe coming first, yes, but did women follow after? So what does man actually mean? That in my spiritual eye, we're seeing that man represents, you know, that group of people that came here and wedded, okay, or joined, that left their mother and father land in order to cleave onto their wife, which is also when we get daughters, because it has something to do with dowry being paid for certain groups of people. It doesn't necessarily mean a so-called female child. Okay. Okay. So it says, by definition in the dictionary, slave and native refers not only to Native American Siberians, but it also refers to the fact that these Siberian Native Americans was brought into European territories. Okay, so again, we're dealing with territories at this point. We're dealing with missionaries and governors and things like this at this point, because this is before the seventh day. Now, the seventh day, when God could rest and he consecrated and made it holy, is about the 1700s and all the things that happened within the 1770s, 1775, 6, 7, when different groups of people were being freed in the Americas by their Jesus or their so called Christ, which is a man. Where yours is something that is an energy and a frequency that is within you that we are looking to tap into right now. And this is, it's organic to us. Okay. It's not GMO or modified. It's not man. Okay. So again, this is something that we have to realize, that we've been brought into that way of thinking in religion, and this is why we don't get any results and they do. Okay? Again, because we are not the children of this God that you think you are at this point, because there are many gods in the Bible. But again, when we're talking about this God and his children and his chosen, now there's a difference between children and chosen or whatever. But at the same time, I'm just trying to tell you, be careful when you're reading this text, because some of us are bringing ourselves into a house that is not ours when we're talking about who's the Israelites and things like this. Okay. Okay. Because you'll notice when we start to break down some of these colonies and we start to look at the militia and the men of hierarchy or that had major positions, you match their names up with Benjamin and Nathaniel and things, and you'll find out that these particular names are exactly the names that are in the Bible in the historical fashion when we're talking about the conquering and the you know and the works that were done here in America against the people in those 13 colonies. 12, okay, colonies, so called, maybe possibly 13, because there's one hidden. Same thing with the 13 so called tribes. I mean, really 12, but also some people are scholars and different people think that there could have been a 13th tribe, okay? Okay, so now we see that, and I've already talked about that. Now let's just look at a couple things that we're just tapping in here. Okay. So, Israel, I have anointed ye to be king over Israel, people of the Lord. Okay. So, again, Israel, people of the Lord. Okay. Okay. That thou, uh, something I, household of Ahab, thy master. Okay. And then I think down here it's going to say something to the point of, um, buried with his father. The rest of the something in Chronicle Kings of Judah. Fathers buried with his fathers in the crypt. I don't know, of David. Excuse me. Son of this. Oh, okay. So mother's name was Athaliah, daughter of somebody. I want to show you guys something. I can't wait. Which compared him in the captains of his chariot. I don't know. The people fled in their tents. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. And so the Edomites away from under the hand of Judah unto thy days. Okay. All right. So again, Chronicles of Kings, I think this is where we may be with this. But yeah, I was just picking up a little bit there. Okay, so we can go ahead and put that down. And that was an old Bible from like 15 something. Okay. And then here is something here. Okay. Let's start here. Where are we? 6 Kings. I don't know if this is Second Kings or whatever, but it looks like we're in 6, I believe. Okay. Let's see. And arose and went down to the chamber and poured the oil upon his head. Let's see. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel. And again, there's no need to say basically the Lord God of Israel if there is just one God. You would just go ahead and use this term. Also, Jesus said he only came for a certain group of people, not the whole entire world. Also, again, the fact that we're just saying of Israel, okay? that is basically telling you that this is this Lord God of this particular people at this moment. Okay. I have anointed thee king over Israel, the people of the Lord. So I have anointed you king over Israel, which are the people of the Lord. It doesn't say, or everybody don't say whatever. Okay. And thou shalt cut off the house of um, Ahab or Achab or Ashab, um, thy master. Okay. So again, who else had masters but slaves? Okay. And I will revenge the blood of my servants. Okay. The prophets. Okay. So again, when we're looking at the Sudra, when we're talking about the caste system, um, what are we talking about? The blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of the servants of the Lord at the hand of Jezebel. So again, this is talking about two different groups of servants. So again, everybody can't pack themselves into these. You have to really be detailed and do the study and research. And again, this is not because I'm saying that whatever. I'm just saying this is how it happened. Okay. At the hand of Jezebel, and I will destroy all the house of Ahab or Achab or Ashab, whatever, and I will cut off from Achab or I'm pretty sure in one of these Bibles it says the term that we're looking at, Athab, okay, and I will cut off Achab, him that pisseth against the wall, okay, and him that is shut up, okay, and the meanest in Israel. And I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam, the son of, excuse me, Naha, okay, I think, and like the house of Basa, the son of Ahias, okay, and the dogs shall eat Jezebel in the field of Jezreel, okay, Yazrael, I don't know. But again, the fact that we're talking about dogs is just making me think. So we didn't say fowl of the air. We didn't say beast of the field. We didn't say nothing else. I don't know if the term cat is used in the Bible or not. But again, the fact that we're using dogs, it just makes me think of Anubis. And then Bes. If this was a bee, I'm just trying to think. Hmm. Uh, hmm, I don't know. And there shall be no one to bury her, and opened the door and fled. And Au, again, because again, was the J, are we at a time when the J was not even in the in our vocabulary or in their vocabulary? I'm not sure. Went forth to the servants of his Lord. Okay, so again, we're being very specific about whose lords and stuff we're talking about, because again, there's more than, of course there's more than one Lord, okay, but also I'm just saying Lord gods, whatever, these higher up beings, okay. And they said to him, all again, if they try to make you think that all of these things are grouped in together like gods or whatever, you're going to get confused. But if you start breaking it down as to who, what, when, and where, then you'll start to see that, wait a minute, these particular people did particular things to particular people at certain times for certain reasons. And again, who else story reminds me of this? Is this something that happened with certain groups or certain militia during the Civil War? Is this certain things when we're talking about um, uh, different things that happen in BC and AD? And, what are we really talking about here? Okay. The madman of thee. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so again, I just wanted to point out a couple of things here. And we're going to go ahead and keep on going. Okay. Heru or Jeru, or I'm thinking if we're talking about no, Jehu. Uh, I don't know. A lot of times I think I'm always getting Peru, but again, like I said, I just say things that are on the top of my head and things that I have researched and mixed them together to show you guys certain things. But whatever is coming to mind, I just usually say it, and then maybe fact check it later on. Okay, so let's see what this says. Okay, so this is the Dr. William Smith Dictionary of the Bible, comprising its whatever. Okay, something like that. Okay, so wait a minute. Contend that agar, that's another term that keeps coming up for me. Um, or even agar, or it's in one of those movies. Okay, like Thor or something like that. Um, was an inhabitant. Again, here we go talking about an inhabitant of Massa. Now, again, we were talking about master. Okay, is this Massa? Is this why people call people Massa? Or again, um, you know, also I always think Manasseh, or uh, uh, I'm trying to think what I'm talking about historically with that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember right now. And probably a descendant of one of the 500 Simeonites, who in the reign of Hezekiah drove out the Amalekites from Mount Seir or Sire. Hit, hit, hit something goes further and makes him the son of the queen of Massa and brother of somebody. Okay, so Ahab, son of Omri, seventh king and separate kingdom of Israel, and second of his dynasty. Now, the fact that we're even talking about dynasties here, I haven't run across the term dynasty in the Bible yet, but maybe it is there. I'm not sure. But again, are we talking ancient Egypt here? And again, this looks kind of like a Arabic or something type of writing. What is this? Syriac word? But it also kind of reminds me of some kind of, I don't know, hieroglyphs. Not really, but something, like that. Okay. Let's see. Separate kingdom of Israel and the second to his dynasty. The great lesson which we learn from his life is the depth of wickedness into which a weak man may fall, even though not devoid of the good feeling and amiable impulses when he abandons himself to the guidance of another person. Huh. Resolute, unscrupulous, and depraved. The cause of his ruin was his marriage with Jezebel, daughter of Ethbal, or Ethbaal, or um, Ethabal, okay, king of Tyre, okay, who had been priest of Asarte, but had uh, usurped the throne of his brother Phallus. Okay. Okay. So, um, Elijah, Jezebel. Okay. Excuse me. Asarte. Okay, so now since we're here, we've read the term Asarte. We are reading a couple of the terms that may come after this. But what I wanted to show you, and then also, what was it that we just, Ethabal. Okay. So again, just looking at a couple things. So since we fell upon that right now, this is what I want to show you. Okay. Now, when I told you guys look at that map of South America, I believe that this is a portion. Again, it's going to say Haiti right here, but that's because I was looking for Haiti, but then I started to scroll around. Okay. But again, when we're talking about where you know, ancient Egypt would be in the river Nile that would be dried up, when we look on this map later on, because this is something that's totally different than what I'm doing right now, but it just so happened to ring a couple of bells for me, so I decided to kind of show it to you guys, right? Okay, so again, Las Hades. Remember that Hades is the god of the underworld, right? Hades, okay? But again, Hittites, okay? These type of things right here is what I was finding kind of strange on this map of South America, when I was looking at an ancient map of it. And then it reminded me of the portion of the map that I was seeing in the biblical aspect that had the Hittites somewhere over by where Haiti would be today. And so I said, wait a minute, I think we're talking about the same thing. Okay. So again, we have this less Hades, and then I was looking at this as they say Galilee, but this is Galilee. And I was just wondering. Okay. So then we have the city or something of manna. Okay. We have Yoveh Hay or Yahweh Hay or Yoveh Hay, something to that matter here. That's kind of strange. And then we have Batikan. Okay. So again, we have Cain or Khan here. And I think this is going to correlate with another portion of something that I'm going to show you guys in a second. Organabo, um, Ira, Ira, Irakobo, I don't know. Sinamary, Sinai, Puto, Ava or Yava, um, let's see, Wanhati or Haiti, I don't know. Okay, so again, Las Haitis. We can see a lot of weird things over here. I was kind of getting excited because I was seeing a lot of different weird things in the water and stuff over here. And that was just a picture I took to remind me of going back there. Matapika Alliance. Mm, Teman Ray Joe. I don't know what these terms are. I'm just trying to look at them, whatever, because we're going to talk about Suriname in a minute. And then it was funny that the Suriname River is here. And then Marienburg, Alk, Alkmaar, uh, New Amsterdam, uh, let's see, Paramaribo, Wanika, Sarah, Saramaka, Maka, Mecca, Maka, Santigrone. Let's see what else we have here. Um, Barranquilla. That's remind me of Barack. Cartagena. Let's see. Monteria is reminding me of Montenegro. I don't know. It may not even be. But here's that word right here, apartado. That I was thinking, what if this had something to do with something else? Asarta, Aserte, a goddess. Baal or Baal, and her father's goddess Asarte. Now, aparte or apartheid, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but all of this stuff is correlating with all of this stuff, and it's just very strange to me. Okay, because it could have been a sarta, you know what I'm saying? It could have been something different, but we're talking about different groups of people mingling with different groups of people, and you're going to get the linguistics or the language is going to start to change, right? And then we have Kali, okay, Pasto, and then naive, but it's Nineveh or whatever, however you say this term that's in the Bible. It always reminds me of, maybe it even is heaven spelt backwards. No, that would be Nevea. But Nineveh or Nive or whatever. That's what this is reminding me of. And Ibagu, I don't know. But Villa, wait a minute, didn't we just read something? Villa something? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. You guys know if you were listening, if we did or not. Okay. I don't want to get too far back, but yeah, Villa Vicencio. I could swear we just did something about Villa something. Bagoda, Tunja, Bucaramanga, and then San Cristobal or Cristobal. Okay, which reminds me of Christopher Columbus for some reason, but I'm pretty sure it may not have anything to do with it. But you know, Cristobal, and then it made me think about Istanbul, or even this Ethelbal, or e or or ball. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what we're looking at here. I'm just saying that all this stuff is correlating with all this stuff in this small portion. And we're talking about biblical stories. So it's just funny how this is here. Okay. Baal or Baal. Okay. Cucuta, Merida, uh, Barinus, which is reminding me of Barnabas, which may not have anything to do with this, but I'm just showing you guys how words kind of are living and how they eh, I don't know. Okay, okay. Uh, Caracoa. Okay, Caracas, Oracas. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, so how this may be pertaining to the antediluvian people, which are before Noah's flood, and it says 1640, which is this something that happened in the sixth day, right? Okay. And this was in front, forehead. So again, antediluvian is now reminding me of aboriginal or to ascent, because again, you when you start putting that ant in front, um, what are we talking about? Front, forehead, before. Okay. So again, when it says when God began to create the heavens and the earth, now the which one? The one I'm talking about? That one? This one? You know, um, I'm just saying his portion, what? You know, the earth was first a shapeless, chaotic mass, or it was not formed yet, basically. Right? Right? Okay. So it was organic, right? Before you started to splice and amalgamate into start to uh irrigate, cultivate, seed, farm, uh, again, sending semen over here. hmm so again, a person who lived before the flood. So again, we're talking about people that have a certain standing or should have a certain standing in law, because again, it was before any of these other people came in. And the flood, yes, is God's children. Unfortunately, like I always show you guys the caste system, those are the servants, the commoners, and the peasants that reside in the pyramid or in the triangle that is included with God's certain groups that He sent out. As far as the priest and the we'll just say education system in the church. We'll say the kings and the militia, meaning the presidents, those who preside in their militia or military force or their might. Okay, and then when we talk about the merchants and all that other stuff, you guys know that has to do with the industry. Okay. Um, so, anyways, let's keep going. So, I think that that was all that I wanted to show you guys there. Um, let's see, anointed. Again, here's another one right here. We're talking about the same thing. Son of Jeru, or is this Hey? I mean, I keep saying Jeru. But I don't know. I still see something that has something to do maybe with a Heru. Okay. And then it says here, shoot, what did I just do? Oh, Galad or Galad. And again, is that what we were? it's just so many of these things are just, it's just sending me kind of crazy right now, actually. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. Okay. Okay. So the Qua Gold. Now, this is the report on British and Foreign Bible Society. And this is an old book as well. And it says something about here. Qua Gold Gut or Gut. I don't know. Qua Gut. Mm-hmm. Vancouver. Again, I'm not sure if we've seen something Kawa or something on this one of those map pictures. Again, you guys, you know, can look into that or whatever, or rewind it or whatever. But I was wondering if we seen something on one of those maps that kind of reminded me of this here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, last Sunday saw an Indian walk up. Okay, most prized meeting during the week. Learn the scriptures in the native language. Missionaries uh, know how to pray for. Okay. Now remember, a missionary is just someone who is sent on a mission by God, or the house of God. We'll just keep saying that, or the abode of God, or the firmament, the establishment, foundation. Sound familiar to you when it comes to uh those who preside, like the president? Okay. So again, missionaries, my legs are starting to hurt. Okay. And there are people that are sent on a mission to basically indoctrinate, okay, um, indigenous people, particularly with the uh, with religion, okay, that don't already have a form of one, okay. That's basically what it is, okay. So Negro English, Suriname. So it's funny that we were looking at Suriname on this here, map that I just showed you. And it's also talking about it was in that area, okay. And then you have to think about Dutch and Guyana. But you think about the Dutch and things being some of the first people that were supposed to come over here. It's kind of funny how this is, I don't know, this is talking about Negro English, surname Dutch. And then with the map that I just showed you guys, it's just kind of strange, okay? Fresh edition of the New Testament and Psalms revised by Moravan. Now, I thought we just seen something to do with a Moriah or Mora, something on that map as well. But again, I could be mistaken. Uh, so yeah, missionaries has been printed under the editorship of the Reverend A. Somebody. Okay. And then has reprinted in Costa Rica, 5,000 copies, as marked numerous, I'm thinking quiche, because, I don't know, Indians, Guatemala, Spain. So again, think about that area again and think about what we're seeing here. Okay. Epi East, new hybrids. Okay. Just trying to see something. Fiji. So again, this has a lot of stuff in here about these kind of things. Um, why or what this book really is, I'm not 100% sure. What it's supposed to be representing. I've never even seen anything like this with these arms here and the serpent on the pole. I'm thinking just as whoever lifted up the serpent, and I did that thing on the serpent being that flag a couple months back on the channel. Um, Jesus, or what, one of those Jesuses or one of those people said that he must also be lifted up. So yeah. So anyhow, this is some of the stuff, foreign transactions. Um, you know, these are some of the things right here that our guests are talking about in this book. If you guys wanted to look into it, okay. Now let's see what else we have here. Okay. So here we go, the Garden of Eden again. promise of better things, human heart, da da da. The moral is no is not good, for the innocent are made to suffer for the wicked, and the novel does not show us how the former are. Okay, let's see. Okay, should have not been left there out in the cold without a line of record, whether died of grief or ingratitude of Athba, or if she returned home and lived happily ever after. Okay, so again, here we go with the, just in case you don't believe that it's in there, here we go with Athba here. And then here's some stuff about the perfect way of finding Christ. Let's see. The book is Pitiful Affair. The author seems Dot or Dad or Tot or Tat for David and Thoth. Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know, y'all. We've been all so messed up with the way that we're looking at this. But the best thing to ground you again is etymology. I'm just telling you. It's something everybody can use. It gives us a universal idea. You know what I'm saying? But we should all be leading down the same path with it because it kind of should show you that it means almost the same thing. Even though we're all going to interpret it differently and see it differently, it's going to lead you in the right path, which is going to still going to unify that, okay, in my eyes. Though shows his Spain shows us that his soul is stirred to its very depth by every interesting and beautiful thing he sees, and that he reveals in the land of poetry and flowers in his Holland. Okay, so again, this is some other stuff that I thought was very, maybe we'll go into it a little deeper because, again, I told you guys I'm just tapping in on this today. And then it's funny how I was looking at these people and it says Nadine, maybe pre-contact distribution of Na-Dene languages. And it's funny how here we are up here, okay? Because even Albascan reminds me of Alaskan for some reason, okay? But you have these people all the way here and down here. And then here you go here with another portion, but again, they choose to cut it off here. So who knows what's going on beyond there, okay? Let's see. Okay, let me see. Athbascan language family is divided into Northern Athbascan, Pacific Coast Athbascan, Southern Athbascan groups. The full Bible has been translated into 2 Athbascan languages. I was thinking Algonquin, but I don't know. That's the only one that I know was done in a in a so-called Native American or Indian language. In the complete New Testament and 5 more. Another 5 have portion of the Bible. Okay. The Pacific Coast of Baskin. Okay. All right. So again, this is something that you guys can look in if you want to a little bit better. Wait, Yak USDA. I'm thinking USDA like food, but anyway, yeah. So again, here's some more interesting stuff that you guys can look into. Slavery, something. Okay. Let's see. William C. Bompes' translation of First John was printed in 1855. Were they still adding some of this stuff into the Bible at that point in time? And again, most of us do not have a original 1611 or 17 anything. Most of us do not have our hands on one of those books. So again, it would be nice to get our hands on one of those so we can just compare, just to make sure nobody was adding anything or anything of that matter, because they did take the whole damn Apocrypha out. So again, we would just have to see. John was published in 1855. Mark was published in 1874. The Gospels were published in 1833. So again, what is all this stuff talking about? You know what I'm saying? What is all this stuff talking about? When was this? So you mean to tell me that we can't be talking about history all up and way up until 1900 and it been put or added into the Bible or translated to a certain manner? Again, I don't know. I don't know how I'm trying to tell you that this happened, but I'm just telling you that it did. That history is the Bible. The Bible is history. Okay. Tanana. Okay. Western Apache. Okay. So again, you guys see what I'm just, trying to point a couple things out. Like I said. Oh, okay. We already did that one. Um, we already did that one. Did that. And then here. I kind of wanted to show you guys here. Okay. A couple of things. So 210, 2 to 10. I don't know, that was reminding me of Tutankhamun. And then this is comma something. I don't know. I'm just pointing out, like I told you, what I see. And then right here is talking about American language accounting for their classification, general scheme of American races and languages as follows: subarctic races, Athbascan or Tinny family, Algonquin family. That's ain't that funny how I was just saying, do these two have anything to do? And because they're listed here doesn't mean it, but I'm just saying, look at that. That's just a lot, okay? Wyandotte, Iroquois family, Dakota. So again, Dakota have it always been spelled that way. So when these people are saying they're part of the Dakota tribe and it's Dakota, what was that group called before? Was it always spelled like that, or is that just a knockoff or for the original or the archetype? It would be nice to go ahead and look up this term and see if you guys can find any new information, because terminology is the way that they've been able to hide this from you. So if we use that term or that way of spelling Dakota, what can we really find? Okay. Appalachian, okay, Colombian, California, races or Californian. And just like in that map I just showed you, how we seen Cali down there in South America, okay? The Shoshone or Shusha or Susa in the Bible, and Pawnee family, the new Mexican in Arizona race, Mexican race, blah, 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 blah. So again, just wanted to point that out, okay? So let's go ahead and close that one up. See what else we have here. Okay, we already did that. Let's close that one up. And let's look at this. Okay. So again, ruler as master. Okay, so Baal is being spoken of when we put that in. And then here, Ashtoreth. Ashtoreth. It also reminds me of that name or those words. Phoenician and Canaanitish. Are the Phoenician? Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, Baal. Okay, the supreme male divinity of Phoenician and Canaanitish Tish nations. Was supreme female divinity. Both names have peculiarity of being used in the plural. Just seen this as just seen this. I was thinking Genesis, but we can take this Gesenius, I believe, and look and see what we can find out by just Googling that word, just looking into that word, seeing if we can find old books and things with that in there. Certain facts, his name was numerous and OT also. So again, difficulty, Hebrew common noun, ruler and master, having the meaning Lord, not so much, however, in the sense of ruler or master. Okay. Stay in connection. Okay. Midianites, Moabites. Again, this is the area where I'm saying, like we saw on that map, where I'm thinking Moab or Mohav or anything like that, what might be talking about. And then Gideon. I don't know. Okay. Hannibal, Ahab, Baal worship, usurpation of his mother, Manasseh. Okay. Okay. All right. So there's much, much more. Much, 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 much more. Lord of the heavens. Baal Haman. Uh, hmm. Sun Baal. Similarly, name of city of Ot. Um, Baal Gad. So okay. So again, we were just talking about that serpent being put up on that cross or whatever, and we're talking about Gad, and then the what was it called, the Gad's End or Gadson flag or something like that, with the serpent coiled up and the background is gold. Hmm. Um, Sechem, Israelites, the death of Gideon. Okay, so again, that's all I wanted to show you guys. I hope this didn't take too long or too much of your guys' time. I want to thank you guys for watching, and yeah, don't forget to comment, rate, or subscribe, or hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when more videos come out. And don't forget to join us in the Facebook group. Let's see what this is. I don't know why. I just want to look at that now. American Aborigines Unchained for more information like this from me and others. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going off into something else while y'all even still here. Take care.